Tonight, our series on Prime Suspects takes a closer look at the alleged extortion plot against John Travolta. Two defendants are accused of trying to blackmail millions from the actor following the tragic death of his son Jet in January. Today, Travolta was in the Bahamas testifying about the frantic efforts to save his son's life. His account was heartbreaking, and prosecutors say may also be crucial to the case. Randy Kay has more in our Prime Suspect report.
It's called a refusal to transport, a piece of paper that family members must sign to refuse transport for medical services. Paramedic Terreno Lightbourne says John Travolta signed that form and tried to stop the ambulance from taking his dying son Jet to the hospital in the Bahamas so he could be flown to Florida. That sheet of paper is now at the center of a celebrity drama playing out on an island paradise. Lightbourne is one of the prime suspects accused of trying to extort $25 million from Travolta and his wife, actress Kelly Preston, in the days following their son's death. If they did not pay up, he allegedly threatened to make the private medical form public. Celebrity watcher Harvey Levin.
If it's true, it's absolutely beyond despicable.
Lightbourne and the other prime suspect, former Bahamian Senator Pleasant Bridgewater, have been charged with conspiracy to extort. Both have pleaded not guilty. Bridgewater's lawyer told us there's been no evidence of her involvement to commit an offense against Mr. John Travolta. Lightbourne's lawyer did not return our calls. Travolta, first to testify today in the Bahamian court, told the jury, quote, "I received a liability of release document. I signed it. I did not read it. Time was of the essence." And Travolta had his own plane waiting.
John initially felt he could fly him to Miami faster than he could drive him there by ambulance.
Bahamian authorities say Lightbourne was at Travolta's side as he watched the massive seizure take his son's life. In the days following that tragedy, Lightbourne publicized Travolta's most personal moments, telling tabloids how the actor cried and prayed as he fought to save his son.
Somebody who was with John Travolta trying to save Jet and then try to extort money from a grieving father, it is almost beyond belief.
Was the alleged plan hatched during a dying boy's final hours? If so, Levin calls that the ultimate betrayal. Randy Kay, CNN, New York.
Not just about extortion, it's also about the exploitation of a family in grief. Steve Helling is covering the trial for People magazine. He joins us now. Steve, what happened in court today? Travolta was testifying about his son Jet's death. Clearly, the entire courtroom was riveted.
Absolutely. It was one of those moments where you could have heard a pin drop. Everybody was quiet. Everybody was listening. John was very intense as he was telling what had happened. And it was one of those, it was like a courtroom drama that you'd see on television.
The extortion trial revolves around this medical liability release form that Travolta signed, apparently without even looking at it, because Travolta said in his own words that time was of the essence. Do we know what was on the document that this guy thought could be worth $25 million to extort?
We don't know what was on that, and we don't know if there was anything on it that was even remotely incriminating. All we know is that it was a quick decision that Travolta made during the worst moments of his life, and that somebody was trying to take advantage of him because of it.
He revealed in court today his son had autism. What is next in the trial? Where does it go from here?
Well, they do need to have him, he does need to be cross-examined, and so the defense will cross-examine him, but they won't do it tomorrow. They're going to do that in a few days. So we're looking at maybe Monday, Tuesday, or even Wednesday of next week when that's going to happen.
And it's not just the paramedic who's on trial. There's another person involved. What's their alleged involvement?
Well, Pleasant Bridgewater was actually working as Lightbourne's attorney at one point. And so it's a little sketchy how she is involved, but we do know that the two of them actually allegedly approached Travolta together and allegedly asked for this money.
Do we know the time frame of when Travolta was approached?
No, we don't know that, and that should come out in the trial at some point. Whether it comes out from Travolta or another witness, we should find out in the next few days.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of I can't imagine a situation, but maybe it is the situation where, I mean, his son has just died, and, you know, he's signed this document, and then these two people, you know, if it's true, come up to him and hit him up for $25 million. I mean, it's unthinkable, no matter what the time frame is. Steve will continue to follow it. Steve Helling from People magazine. Appreciate it, Steve. Thanks.
Thank you.
Coming up next, when a doctor gets swine flu, in this case, it was